desert on a horse with no name.
Hey losers and gentle losers, Dripping Popsicle here, and today we're going to be doing an update on these three guys momentarily. It's going to be very short. We have a Springtail update, and then I have to show you something that I just set up a couple days ago that's really awesome. So yeah, let's just get right into that. So this is my locals tank for my local isopods, obviously. Let's look under this cork bark, see if we... Oh yes, there are lots of little guys under there. See all those sweet little boys? Huh. Look at them. They're so sweet. I honestly love these isopods. I'm going to do a video soon about how to collect local isopods, because they are a great starter isopod for people interested in getting into the isopod hobby, because they are... First of all, they're free, obviously. And second of all, they have kind of a special appeal to them because you're collecting them yourselves. Let's just pick one up and see if we can... They're also very easy to handle. I think easier to handle than other isopods because they don't run away. They just kind of roll up into this little ball. That is if you're if you live near Armadillidium vulgare, like I do. The two isopods you're generally going to find in the wild are Armadillidium vulgare and Parcelio scaber. I am obviously an Armadillidium vulgare person. There we go. Hello. Hello. He'll flip over. At least I think he will. Well, there's the underside of Mr. Isopod. There we go. He's such a sweet boy. They'll just crawl on your hands. Very cute animals. I think isopods are very cute animals anyway. Come on the quick park. Bye. So before we leave, let's check on the humidity of their substrate. And I see humidity. Lovely. Okay. Awesome. So these are my powder oranges. Let's just take a look in there for a hot second. Not seeing anyone on this piece of cork bark. Oh, there is one. Did you see him? He just darted into that little hole in there. Can you get... Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to see on the camera, but there was a guy on there. And under this one's always very popular with the isopods. This is... I'd say it's pretty moist. I think we're going to keep it. I don't think we're going to spray in there. But yeah, these guys are very much harder to handle than the Armadillidium vulgare are, because their defense mechanism when they see a possible threat is they just run for their lives, which makes them very difficult to pick up and hold in your hand. So if you're interested in handling isopods, then this might not be the right species for you. I'm just going to move this over there, because if you notice in this enclosure, I don't have any mesh over these walls, so I have to make sure that decor and hides are not organized in a way that isopods could climb out. So that is always a possible problem. But we're just gonna move on to the next species of isopod now. Now time for my favorites, my sweet babies. These are my dairy cows. I've shown them quite a few times already. Let's take a look. Oh, there's so many there. I'm just going to put it right back so that I don't disturb them, whatever they're doing. I do want to, I'm just going to move it a little bit though, like that, so that I can feel. I don't know if that is as moist as I want it to be. So we're just going to, right now on camera, like that. Now it's moistened. I'm just going to go like this. The isopods, of course, have their dry side if they think that that's too... If they don't like the moisture area there, they can just come over here. That's their dry side. And if they don't like the moisture anyway, they can obviously come on top of the cork bark, which is dry as well. Because with invertebrates, you have to provide them with options. So providing isopods with a dry side and a wet side gives them the ability to regulate the humidity that they are interested in having. So now it's time for an update on my springtails. This, of course, is my springtail master culture. And as you can just I don't know if you're capable of seeing it from in there, but there is a ton of movement in there. There's two springtails on this piece right here. Let's lift that up. See that? Yeah, that's on the camera. See that? There are tons of springtails in here. I'm not even joking. And you've got some serious fungus growth over there, which is not a bad thing at all, because they'll eat that. They'll get rid of that. That is their goal, is to clean up fungi and other unwanted materials out of enclosures and setups. And these guys are, I'm really happy these guys are coming along really well, because I'm planning on, once these guys are, I'll let this culture mature for a couple more weeks, and then I will put some of these springtails in with my isopods, and then we can have springtails in there with the isopods, and then we won't have to worry about mold growth anymore, or fungus gnats, because these guys outcompete fungus gnats pretty easily. So definitely recommend getting springtails. They're very, very easy to breed and very hardy animals. All I did for substrate for my springtails was some of this stuff. It's kind of hard to see under the bright light, so I will just turn that out of the way. This is just various coals from a wildfire that happened near my house. I just went out and collected some, put them in a bag, and then I put some of that substrate in here. And I just put some distilled water in there, and that worked great. This is my office. This is not my bedroom. So I have some very exciting news. These are the newest members of the invertebrate family here at Dripping Popsicles Isopods playlist. These are desert darkling beetles, and I just went out into the desert, flipped over rocks for 3 or 4 hours, and found 3 of these guys to put in this enclosure. Let's see if we can get... There's one right there. There's 2 more in there. This one's medium-sized. You can see down there, if you look, there's the big guy. He doesn't move around very much, and my working theory is that he may actually be a she, and she may be carrying larvae, and that's why she's not as active as the other 2. There's also a little guy in there too. He's prone to hiding, but these are all desert darkling beetles. I think that they are Eleotis obscurus, definitely an Eleotis species. Very beautiful creatures. What I did for substrate in here is we had a bag of play sand that we were using to hold down a basketball hoop out in front of our house. So I brought it in, and I was planning on using it as substrate for these guys. They've done well with it so far. Of course, it was kind of a nuisance to get it in there because, first of all, it had been outside for a very long period of time, so it had to be sterilized. So for that, all I did was I put it in the oven for quite a while to sterilize it, get rid of any bacteria or hitchhiker insects that might be in there. But also it was wet because it just rained, so I had to put it in the oven again, dry it out. It was kind of a whole process, but I'm glad I did it. This tank is from a hermit crab setup that I had a long time ago. The piece of cork bark right there that is serving as a hide is left over from my isopods. That sagebrush right there was repurposed from the desert outside my house. I of course sterilized it first. You don't want to give them anything that's not sterilized. That bowl is from my hermit crab setup, and this mimic cactus skeleton it's not actually a cactus skeleton, obviously it's bright green, but it's a mimic cactus skeleton. It's supposed to operate similarly to one. That's from my old hermit crab setup as well. And the goal is not to stop with 3 beetles. Eventually I want to get some more in here. I'm going to be doing a video eventually where I go out and show you how to collect isopods. So while I'm out there, if I find any of these beetles, they'll be going in here. I'm also probably going to order some blue death feigning beetles. As you may notice, right now I'm just feeding them some fruit and dog and fish food. And they have, at least I've observed them eating it once, I think. And it's fine if they don't eat it like every single time we put it in there, because they do go for long periods of time without eating food. So they'll eat it if they're hungry. So they are eating it though, which is good. The eventual goal is to make up some bug jelly from the recipe over at Aquarimax that he set up. This whole setup is based off of Russ's design. So the overarching goal: get more beetles, get some bug jelly. We'll do updates on these guys in every single one of our isopod videos, even though they're obviously not isopods. And what's cool about these guys is that you can handle them and hold them. So I'm gonna get one out and hold it in my hand, and we will check it out up close. So this is one of our beetles. This is the medium-sized one. As you can see, he has a broken leg. And me and my sister refer to this guy as Broken Leg Guy because he does have a broken leg. Very beautiful creature in my opinion. Very easy to handle. So that's a plus if you're interested in keeping these beetles.